Good evening, everyone. I'm Mouse from Dungeons and D-Bags, and we are here tonight playing some D&D. Why is my stuff blocked? I don't know. Perhaps I'll never know. There it goes, back live. Couple of technical difficulties. So, as I was saying before, Mouse from Dungeons and D-Bags, and we're here with our cast for Wednesday night game nights. We are on a skeleton crew, so to speak, but we have enough to carry forward and move the plot forward. Um, Last session, I'll just pull up the notes just so everything's in order. Capelli had business with the pack, while Leorio, Sheila, and Myhorn accompanied Buddy to his patron's manor. It turns out that Lord Parfrum has close ties to Hylian Syndicate. Siggy and Tobias agreed to run a support in causing a distraction in order to allow the party to find and secure incriminating evidence of forced enslavement. Things did not go well, as Sheila and Myhorn were less than discreet in their methods of burglary. This caused them to be spotted and forced to flee, diving from a top floor terrace into the harbor below. Unfortunately, Leorio and Buddy were left to deal with the consequences of the party's scruples and indiscretions. I feel that encapsulates everything that happened. Right?
Yeah, very brief, but very accurate.
Fair enough.
Both of our lockpick sets were broken.
Yes.
Yes. I had to fix those.
That indeed happened. I don't know why this keeps freezing out. Oh well.
It's the reason why we carry crowbars.
Right.
I have a crowbar.
What's going on, Dusty
You
James
weren't
Woods?
there.
Oh wait, I do have a crowbar. Wait, no, I do have a crowbar. I just checked.
Right.
Where were you?
Where were you?
Where were you?
College.
When they built the stairway to Harry over here?
Right. Oh. All right. So, without further ado, so to speak, why does this keep pausing out every time? I have to keep it up. I think I have to keep it up. That's going to be annoying. I'm going to need my third monitor. Here we are. There we go. Just to make sure it's all up. All right. So, just check over last time. You guys left off the back Paris into the water. Buddy, we'll start with you. I don't know if any of the other players can see it. You see. Anybody else see besides Buddy?
Yeah.
I don't see anything.
All right. Well, I'll put your token. I'm gonna create a token so you guys can see other places where you're not at. Edit. We'll call it viewer. And then it's gonna be all of you. Jeremy, Horn, Sheila. All right, here you go. And it's gonna have on night vision 60. Save. You guys see it?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right, cool. So this is the fly on the wall that lets you guys see everything. There you go. I really haven't thought of this before. That's actually a good idea. I gotta remember that for other games. All right. So now that everybody sees. All right, so Buddy, you find yourself incarcerated. Not immediately telling on your friends. You were incarcerated and presumed guilty. unable to persuade them of your innocence on the spot. And before you stands Lumiere, the manservant of Lord Perfrum. And he just sits staring at you, waiting for you to break. I'm thinking if I can hear you.
I'm trying to build a present.
I can't hear you.
Guys, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, there we go.
There, that's better.
Yeah, I get you.
I'm over here whispering prison for no reason. Okay, so I'm gonna get up and I'm going to explore my confinement, my room. See if I can see any cracks or secret messages or keys that have been slipped underneath the pillow.
Just asserting dominance, ignoring
hold
that
on.
he's there.
Hold on, there you go. Alright, I rolled a 2. So
A natural 1.
I see nothing.
See the face of Lumiere.
Lemire.
You see his
Here we
emotionless,
are.
expressionless face watching you coolly.
2 players that just happen to find themselves on opposite sides of the board. We're not so different, you and I, Lemire.
Yeah.
Tell me, how does it feel to be the right hand of God? I suppose you want some sort of confession or something along those lines? A list of wrongdoings I've done? No? A silent man, huh? I like that. Silent like the grave. Like this room we're in.
Alrighty. So, Lumiere just gives you an evicle. It's the woman, the identity of the woman.
Which woman? I know lots of women. I have carnal knowledge of nearly 37 women and 2 goats.
Oh no.
That is disgusting and not at all what I was asking.
Listen, when you're with the natives, you partake in the rituals. It's only polite.
Oh, it's so gross. Alright.
It gives Shepherd Pie a whole new meaning.
Oh, God.
Flashback to that night.
Flashback. Is a
The
movie
great
night.
hell.
Buddy was the one who initiated it. Started a new ritual.
I don't know if you know this woman Connolly or not. Matter of fact, it's none of my business. I just wish to know the whereabouts of this woman so that my master may retrieve his belongings.
Alright, well, what's she look like?
What did she look like? He looks over to the dwarf guard, rubbing the back of his head beside him. She was about this high. He kind of lifts his hand above his head a little bit. Wearing a
Clothes.
cloak. Yes. Admittedly, it's not much to go on, but she came here and was spotted under your under your guest stewardship. So you can make this easy or hard on yourself. It matters not to me.
Well, did I introduce this woman when I came in the door?
She walked in with you, sir. I was there.
Well, I thought she was part of the household.
Roll persuasion.
Do.
Admit, I can't recall if you were speaking with this woman. I suppose it is possible, he says. But it's not for me to decide. Either you give me the information or you die. I'm sorry, that's just what Lord Perfrum wants.
How about we find a third route?
And what's that? And do you know the identity or know a way to retrieve the identity of this woman? Or know a way to absolve yourself?
Of course.
How do you presume to do that?
Well, you let me go. And Vasir, you fine gentleman, can trail me. And I will take you to where she is hiding out.
That would presume that you know this woman.
True, which I obviously don't.
Then how could you take me to her?
I don't know. You seem to think I know her, so.
This doesn't absolve you of anything, any wrongdoing. You realize this, right?
Isn't it innocent until proven guilty?
Where does it say this?
I'm pretty sure it said that on one of these prison walls. Where are the rights? I think I'm due a letter. Shouldn't you be appointing some sort of civic person to represent my case?
So you realize you're under the incarceration of the private house of Lord Parfum, right?
So as long as I get out of this house, I'm not under arrest then, right?
Well, if you were to leave this house and we turn you over to the authorities, you'd assuredly be hanged.
Challenge accepted.
Well, I suppose you can roll the dice if you'd like. But, alas, there are some items that were best not seen the light of day. Until we retrieve such items, I'm afraid your life's forfeit.
What items are these?
Hairbrush.
Some
Oof.
sort of brooch or family ball washing sink?
As I am currently speaking to a dead man, my breath would be wasted telling you. Unless you had something for me, he says.
I don't know. Did they take any of my items when they arrested me?
You don't have any weapons. You don't have or possessions at all, so everything's confiscated, obviously.
Shit.
Even his money?
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
my money.
Well,
I don't think you're going to get that money back.
I don't get any of it back. So,
I'm going to use. I'm going to use an intelligence check
okay.
to check to see if there's any like magic or warding on the cell that prevents me from using my cantrips.
Arcana check.
Yes.
Very well. You don't know.
If only I was smart.
If only you were a lore bard.
If only in your background you took an interest in magical items.
Well, if you were to look into my papers, you would see certain documents that appoints me as someone rather high up. That would be very disappointing if I was killed.
I suppose getting into a tiff with one of the higher houses would be unwarranted if it could be avoided.
You may want to go look.
Indeed. Very well then. I have time, he says.
So I have false identity because my background is a charlatan. I can create a second identity that includes documents, establish acquaintances, and a disguise that allows me to assume that persona.
You can't do that from inside a cell, though.
I can't do that from
Well,
the cell.
But technically, for charlatan, it's already pre-made. All that stuff is already pre-made because it comes with the background.
All right. Let's see if you have that on you. He's gonna leave.
Is it just me and the dwarf now?
No, there's another dwarf there. He kind of looks very stoic and sullen. He tries not to look you in the eyes.
I know. You know what you're thinking? Dwarf. Don't you have your way with me, don't you? To throw me down on this hard stone floor and ravish me in ways I've never been ravished before.
Who are you talking to? Which one are you talking to? There's two of them.
To the dwarf that's outside
There's a
the
void in
window.
my eyes. You pound against me in orgasmicness. You disgust me.
All right. The dwarf looks at you. You look up. You see stony gray eyes with a dark soot-colored beard.
Yes.
pouring out of a heavy hood, a studded heavy hood. And he looks up at you and is like, You jest now, boy, but I know the like of that butler and his master. You'll die, boy. It's good that you'll die in good spirits, he says as he slinks away.
All right, so that guy walked away. Now who else is in front of my cell door?
That's the one that was you, the one you tried to accuse and was knocked out and failed.
Oh,
Does he have the makeup on him?
Yeah, the one with the makeup on him. He still has the makeup. There's still traces of the makeup on him that's been hastily wiped off.
that's in front of me right now.
Yeah.
Hey, just come here. Let me wipe that makeup off your face for you.
I ought to slit your throat right here for what you tried to do, he says.
How close is he to the bar?
He's up against the
He's
bars,
right
his
up on
hands
it.
on the bars, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to try and reach through and choke him out.
The strength-based bard.
Yeah, okay. Let's see, where's your strength check there, bud?
Here we go. 3. Yeah, beat this off your face for you.
Oh no, Jerry. Buddy, what did you do?
You gonna open these
You
doors
got
and fight me? You ain't man enough. You ain't dwarf
Get
enough.
this guy slammed into the bars is what happened.
I
Well,
dare you to
you
open
did
the
something
cage.
incredibly stupid, and... Let's see. Good deck save.
Is he still greasy from
Ooh.
the...
No,
Well, that's not going to help him.
he kind of got out. He grabs your arm and wrenches it back across the bar. You hear a sickening pop as your eyes kind of burst in like a white spike of pain, and the world starts spinning for a second and comes into focus, and now your arm is bent awkwardly in a sickly looking angle.
Perhaps I should have thought this one through. I retreat back to the corner of my cell, nursing my wounds.
Yeah, you take 6 damage, and your arm is now broken.
Hooray! Is he gonna walk away, or is he gonna stand there? Or?
He lets you slink back. He's like, you know, I would have stuck you right then if I knew that Perfume wouldn't have my head over it.
Your mother.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy watching you die, he says. He walks over, out of sight.
All right, cool. So there's no one in front of my bars now, right?
Right.
How far apart are the bars?
The bars? They're about a good... Let's see...
Can a small goblin fit through them?
1.5 feet. But
Can
there's space about 1.5 feet.
Can a goblin fit through them?
Maybe. Greased up.
I'm going to test my shape-shifting abilities to the maximum and see if I can squeeze through these bars.
Alright, can shapeshift... Can you do a size smaller?
Ooh,
Well, goblins still count as medium.
Yeah, so
Wait, no. I'm sorry. I think they're small.
I think they're small, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Goblin is like the only small race that has still the same speed of 30 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a small, so goblins would be small.
All right. So does your shapeshifting abilities allow you to go to size into a creature size smaller?
Let's see. As an action, you can change your appearance and voice to determine the specifics of the changes, including your correlation, height, length, and sex. You can also adjust your height and weight, but not that of your size changes.
There you go.
Right, because you can't change your mass. Like, if you get shorter, you're gonna get fatter. That doesn't disappear.
So you can't. No, you're not gonna be able to. You're not gonna be able to shift to fit through there.
What if I went long and thin? Probably not.
You're still not. You're gonna hit the ceiling.
What if I changed my color of my skin to match the background of the wall? I just stood there.
I mean, you could do that, but I'm sure they know you're a shape changer.
Fuck.
You remember you kind of did that as part of your performance.
Save that.
Meanwhile, and I will drop the token for your benefits. Oh, that's such a good idea.
Can we say that we're still at the beach before we get to the tavern?
Oh, sure, but this is where you guys end up being. What are you doing?
Yeah,
You
because I
try-
want to just like catch my bearings with Sheila for a little bit, because we just survived something that
Oh,
didn't have a very high chance of success.
sure, you can decide what you're gonna do and let me know what you're planning on doing.
I want to look at Sheila and say, okay, well, hopefully Buddy and Lorio can get out of there. Uh, I start like rifling through all the stuff that we looted. I keep the paperwork. I give the loot to Sheila, and I ask her, "Do you mind counting up everything that we got so we know what we have?" And I'll start looking through these papers and see what we can use to like blackmail, maybe, or at least gain more information out of it. Because this was all a rush job, and we didn't really get to see what we got.
I mean, you're gonna try to sift through all that now. You can roll investigation with disadvantage. If you're trying to do it on the move back.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not trying. Like we're still at the beach. Like I want to do it like while we're here. Like I'm not gonna move until like I go through everything. Because I know if we go back to the tavern, people are just gonna see us. Like even if we go into the room, like we're gonna be like somewhere not secure. And at least here we're more or less alone.
If you say so. All right, go ahead. So you're staying.
I definitely want to.
What are you doing on the beach? Just to be clear.
I definitely want to look at the letter, and then go through like specifically the Barroween expedition materials.
Okay, roll investigation with disadvantage.
And I'll give myself guidance. 9
Earlier.
plus 13.
All right, so I mean that's pretty much it goes over the mining expeditions in Barui, the Ethereum deposits there, and the need for the need for the need for labor, lots and lots of labor, and it has different patrol routes of these slave catchers. They go around the area trying to procure labor forces for the mining operation.
Okay, and what about the letter? Is it in Dwarvish, or is it?
Some of it's in Dwarvish, some of it's in Elvish.
Oh, I know Elvish.
All right, so the Elvish parts are basically the ones outlining the statistical need for labor. And the common parts are tells you about the like the mines and the functionality and everything.
And is this in Perform's handwriting, or? Well, I wouldn't know how to base it off of that.
No,
Does it have his seal on it?
There's nothing sealed, like I said before. There's no seals on it.
And who is it addressed to? Is it like a to and from?
There is a seal. Well, not a seal. There's a sign for Captain Hargrim on it. Hargrad.
Captain Hargrim.
Hargrad. Harraad. Hargraad.
Can you spell it again, please?
Hargraad.
Ah, okay. Hargrad.
It sounds
To Captain.
sounds ethnically dwarvish.
And does it say who's it from? Like who? If they wrote their name like
No.
from. No, so it's
it's
just to this person, giving them. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, it was probably done over in-house correspondence. It probably wasn't done, you know, it's not.
Like
It's
a
very
letter
informal.
sent to someone
Yeah,
else.
and it's very informal.
Okay.
They're probably a closed network of couriers that deal with these things.
So, based on everything that we have, how good is it to take it for like legal action?
I mean, you'd have to
Are we
find
still missing stuff, or
you'd have to find a lawyer. You would have no way of knowing that unless you are proficient in law in Nelron or Alvaro.
no? I'm not. Okay. All right. Is there anything Sheila wants to do before we start talking about how we're gonna save Buddy before we realize Buddy is in danger and the Oreo?
Okay. Well, you got lucky.
Oh, 1 out of the D100.
Yeah, I was rolling. So I won't even make you because I rolled so low. You realize that probably they know you jumped off the terrace into the water. The guy said as much. They escaped that way. So they're probably going to be combing the beaches soon if they haven't started already.
Yeah, I just gather up all the papers. We sound like robots to Sheila.
No.
No. Okay. Uh, I just gather up all the papers and I'm like, okay. Well, let's go. Let's go back to the tavern and see if they managed to get out. And if they didn't manage to get out, uh, we might have to go and get them. And I really hoped they managed to get out.
Yeah.
So I think from there we're gonna start heading to the tavern.
All right. You hear better now, Sheila?
Can you hear me?
Indeed.
Yes.
Yep.
Did you switch to your phone?
Oh, this thing is not. I'm having some internet issues.
Yeah, if you have to. I mean, I sometimes when my internet's being stupid, I switch to my phone, run Discord off it. It helps.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that.
That's what I'm doing. The phone.
Did you have
Better.
Did you have any anything you were doing before you guys make it back to the tavern? Because you.
Yeah,
All right.
I need to look for something to put on. I need to look for something to put to disguise myself because I'm pretty sure that guard saw me.
That's right.
We going clothes shopping?
Because
The guard at least saw my cloak.
yeah, because
We were there and he was like in front of us.
that's true. So you're the only one that can make a positive identity on since a disguise self spell was cast from Myhorn, so they don't have a physical description of Myhorn.
If
Gosh, I can't hear you.
okay, then let's go to the. Is there a shopping district?
There's a shopping district, but it's right now. You guys, that is to the south where you are. You have to make your way back around the compound, but you're gonna have to do that anyway. You're gonna get towards the docks, so.
I was thinking. Oh no, but it's all gonna have to go through the jeweler's guild because I was thinking of converting the jewels to cash like right away, but
You'd have
most
to go
likely
through.
that's not.
You'd have to go through a fence, and it's gonna be hard to find one. If right now, you'd have to move them fast if you want to move them at all, or they found out everything was stolen.
Well, one person I know for sure who has an in with the fence is Aussie and Capelli. So I feel like Myhorn wants to go find them right away.
Okay.
Sheila, do you want me to go with you shopping, or are you okay with me going to go find Capelli or Aussie to see if we can get a fence right away for our stuff?
Oh, you guys are frozen.
We're frozen. Can you hear?
I can't. I'm having some technical difficulties here.
I mean, if you yeah, if you even if you can't see, can you hear?
It's like Transformers.
Rough.
Are you on your phone or are you on the computer?
I'm on the phone.
Have you tried using mobile data instead?
Wait, hold on. I have to use my phone. I don't have internet otherwise right now where I'm at.
It's alright.
Okay, I can hear you if I just pause
Yeah.
and don't move.
If you can hear us, that's good enough for right now.
That's more than well.
Okay, so are you trying to go shopping for new clothes, or are you just ditching your cloak and finding something else to throw over you?
Let me try to move somewhere else so I can hear you better.
Okay.
Can we say that is the shopping district towards the docks, you said?
Shopping district is towards the docks. However, if you want to go shopping, that's more time you're on the street and more time for them to scoop you up and find you.
Well, I feel like I want to walk with Sheila to the docks so Sheila can start shopping, and then I'll go the rest of the way to the tavern and see if Capelli is there, or at the very least Aussie, and try to like.
All right. As you're making your way back towards the docks, you see people. You see a couple of like guards dressed in kind of matching uniforms with the colors and tabards with the house sigil of Perfrum on there, the Gemrite sigil, and they're going around. And they're ripping cloaks off of women and looking at their faces.
Shit.
I'm back. I can hear. Oh no. I'm in danger, aren't I?
They're looking for you.
I don't have any more spells.
Let's switch clothing.
Do you realize I'm 2 feet tall?
That'll be
To make an altar.
tough.
Hello.
Oh my god, it's Lorio.
You see, what happened was I was playing Tales of Arise, right?
Hey, Oreo.
Hello.
Okay, you're not gonna like this, but what if we break your nose?
No.
Just hear me out, though. Just hear me out. What if?
Just hear me out. If we break your nose, you're gonna look different.
What's the point of this plan? What's gonna happen?
You're locked. Leorio is locked up at the
What?
manor with Buddy, and right now Sheila and Myhorn are making their way to the docks. But along the way, they found guards that are ripping off the robes of women to see what they look like. And right now, Sheila is still wearing her robes.
Well,
Or
they're
cloak, I mean.
cloaks. Yeah, they're not derobing women in the streets. Okay.
Defrocking the women in the street.
Okay, that's two different things.
Last time I left off, I was with the servants in the kitchen. What happened at that point?
What had happened is hey, you came with that one guy, didn't you? Yeah. Well, he's in dungeon, so he needs a roommate.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Am I heartbroken? I know how to get out of this.
Can we try to?
I know what to do.
How many people are on the street?
It's midday, but it's winding down in the evening. There's still a lot of people on the street. However, the sun is going down, so people are starting to disperse and head home.
No.
I want to disguise myself as a guy.
You can just take a mouse.
Myhorn is androgynous, so I doubt that'll help you in that endeavor.
Is the music coming from Roll20?
Yeah.
I know they're not looking for me.
They're definitely looking for me.
Screen?
I just do. My horn just does a body roll because this is different than this.
There we go.
Is there a house that I can kind of? Is there something nearby that I can kind of?
You're at the docks,
change myself up.
So you see canvas coverings and stuff that on some of the rowboats and stuff. There's different various nets, rigging, and canvas covers.
Is there anyone's clothes around, maybe, like, or a drunk person that I can take advantage of?
Sounds scrupulous.
I
Okay.
don't want to take
I'm glad Buddy is not here for him to hear that.
I mean, this is
Are there rooftops
there's
that
not
you can
really
at
a
least-
lot of beggars on this side of the town. Like, this is where the yachts are docked, okay? So there's not a lot of beggars and drunks on this side of the docks. Maybe more towards the tavern where you guys hang out.
Can I sleight of hand do a firebolt spell and like start a fire to cause a commotion so we can escape in the chaos?
I mean, you could try, but a firebolt isn't the most sleight of hand. Maybe like create flame or something be more.
I only have firebolt. Man,
I mean, you can try.
Harvesters are not a great.
I mean, they'll see a fireball fly and
Oh,
hit something, but you kind of cough and dodge out of the way. Oh my god, the fireball! Where'd it come from? You can pull one of those, maybe.
And how many guards are there? First off, I feel like that should have been my first question.
Well, now there's more and more coming into the streets. Not so much the guards you see dressed in their regular leather guard uniforms. They seem to be going about in their business as usual. You don't see like a whole lot of them, but you do see quite a bit of armored sentries that look like the house guard of Lord Parfum with the gemrite sigil on their coats. And you've seen a couple of them pass by. Like they seem to be roving around in groups of two, and looking for cloaked women that match a certain description that was given by Lumiere, presumably.
Okay, I think I have something. Can I grab like a rock off the street and then like start tinkering with it, so that way I can have it say, let's see, up to a 6-second long recorded message.
How long does that take?
And I want it. Basically, I want it. It's like an action, so like less than 6 seconds.
All right, I wasn't sure if that takes longer or not. Okay, yeah, so you can do whatever you
basically
want,
wanted-
but like I said, you're risking a lot as longer you stay on the street.
I just
Let's
wanted
get
to
off
say
the
like,
street.
"Hey, that lady took my purse," and just like throw the rock down an alley so it can start echoing, and like draw their attention away because they know they're looking for a thief.
All right, let's see if that works. Roll performance.
I channeled the buddy.
It's a good sound bite. You throw it down. Let's see if anyone important's around to hear it. Oh yeah. So you see a couple of across the alleyway, across the channel on the other side. During an alleyway where they threw the thing down, you see on the other end, you see two men in the coats with the sigil on it, peek their head around the corner and start going down the alleyway towards you.
Sheila, go, 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 go! I start pushing on her butt to get her moving. Go.
Wow.
I need an
Okay.
adult.
And I try to run off to the opposite way where the guards are going.
Okay. Are you still looking for a specific change of clothes, or are you just looking for something to cover yourself?
Yes, I'm totally looking for men's clothing.
I'm just moving towards the tavern. I assume that I assume we were in the same mindset of going to the tavern and laying low.
All right. As you take off towards the south, you do head off towards a residential district, but these are well-to-do buildings with people that obviously have money. They're very opulent, and they're walled around. So you're going between these walled manors right now, and it doesn't appear to be any clothing around. But like I said, there's various sheets and canvassing that is covering different goods and things stored in the alleys. But that's all you can really see right now as far as like actual clothes.
And I can't really break into one of them, can I?
Yeah, I mean, you could hop into a manor if you want to risk it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Why not?
All right. All right. So you jump the wall into a manor. Do an acrobatics check. See if you jump over.
My perception check just to see, because like, just to see if like he sees her doing that or they see her doing this.
I mean, I'm assuming they would because Myhorn's been following her. You pushed her butt. I mean, it's pretty.
Yeah, I was like pushing her butt, like let's go to the tavern.
Well, I'm assuming that
We
you.
need backup.
All right. So, acrobatics check. There's not really a good gripping, and you're kind of wet and frantic and running about, so you haven't really found a place to perch onto in order to heave yourself over the side of the 10-foot walls that are lining the alleyways.
Is there anyone nearby that I might be able to ask for clothing
I mean,
or punch in the face and take his clothing?
I'll roll for it, but it's getting later in the day, and where you're at is the upscale side of town, so there's not a lot of people hanging out in hot alleyways. We'll see. Yeah, no, there's nobody like that around. You do, as you round a corner, you do see a servant woman. It seems to be ticking out. Looks like some scraps or garbage and stuff into a trench nearby, scraping the contents off into a gutter.
Myhorn just looks at Sheila as like, should we?
I
you know.
am going to jump in that hole and try to get some stuff. See
You're
what
gonna
there's
jump in the gutter?
Can I investigate? Yeah, maybe something is
Well, I
in
mean
there.
gutter. It's like, you know how in ye olden times where they throw chamber pots and stuff down
Oh,
into the
that's
gutters.
gross.
I mean, you could jump down there, but there's nothing to be like
No,
food waste.
I don't
and
really want to
poop.
jump in it.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask the chambermaid, hey, is there any place I can get some clothes?
She looks at you like, the tailor would have clothes.
Okay, I want to. Is it too late for me to stealth check behind the chambermaid?
Sure, try it. While Sheila's talking to her.
Yeah, I'm still talking to the lady.
All right, you're short and you have the unique ability to not to be ignored, so she just doesn't
Sneak around
acknowledge
back.
your existence. Okay.
I would like to grab her hair, pull her down so I can get her into like dagger tip. I was like, start stripping.
Oh dear lord. Okay. Roll dex. So you go to do that.
I did the stealth check.
You did the stealth check, so that means you successfully got behind her, and she didn't know you were there. But then you went to grab her, and she's significantly taller than you, and you're trying to grab her throat.
No.
So you like reach up, you grab the back of her shirt, and you yank her down. She like stumbles backwards and starts screaming.
Oh.
Oh.
What are you doing?
I think I'm gonna grab her and cover her mouth because she's screaming. Now she's drawing attention to us.
Roll strength for grappling.
That is.
It's a chambermaid. This is not an adventurer or a guard.
Right, yeah.
This is the person who threw out the shit.
Well,
Not even 10 seconds ago.
I
Not
feel
even.
so bad for her. Holy shit.
All right, so you lunge on her as Mayhorn does, and then you like lunge on her and you put your hand over her mouth and you're straddling her right now. Mayhorn, make a dex save.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Easy.
So you're able to roll out of the way before this woman topples backwards on top of you.
I will not be sat on again.
As you dive out of the way, you, Sheila, fall with all your weight on top of her and put your hand over her mouth. So it's like a quick yelp before you manage to throw your hand on, and now it's just consistent muffled screams. What are you
I
doing?
perception check to see if anybody heard that.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Roll perception. Oh, let's see.
Hey, 19.
No. Let's see. Let's see if they actually heard it.
Ooh.
Somebody heard it. You hear jostling around the back. You hear like dishes clanking and stuff as someone's like you hear footsteps running towards the door, the back entrance of the manor where she came out of.
You gotta hold him off this too.
Well, this has gone to shit. You were supposed to steal her clothes.
You want a man's clothes though?
Is bolting, or are you going to stay there?
I guess we'll bolt.
Okay.
You ready to bolt, Mayhorn?
Well, now I kind of have to. I'm an accessory.
All right. So the door swings open. You guys are
Or
cheesing it.
Running.
All right.
I'm just arguing with her, like, woman, same figure in an alley with no witnesses, and your first thing to do is to ask her when we're already being chased.
All right.
Really close without kidding.
You guys eventually. Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. You guys eventually make it back to the dock to the dock side. You're unable to procure any kind of clothing, but them not wanting the information let out so fast has prevented them from alerting the town's guard, which made it a lot easier for you to make it back once you escape the district.
Okay. Can I ask somebody in the bar area if I can get some clothes?
Wait. You wait out here. I'm gonna go in and make sure there's none of the guard in there, and then I'll let you know you can come in.
That might be good. That might be good.
So
I'll wait in the
Mayhorn
bush.
walks into the tavern, looking around, seeing if he sees any of the sigils.
No, I mean you see a lot of the regular people that you are normally here.
I walk up to Aussie and I say, Aussie, hey, down here, Aussie.
Yeah. See, what do you want, Granny?
Do you have women's clothing?
Do I have women's clothing? What
Do
you
you
trying?
have women's clothing?
Now, why would I have women's clothing?
Sheila uses telepathy. Says, "No, I want men's clothing."
Do you have men's clothing then?
Being a man, I reckon I might. He says.
Can I have some?
Why?
Because Sheila needs it.
Does the lass not have her own clothes? He says.
It's kind of a long story, and if I tell you, you won't have plausible deniability.
Oh dear lord. Right in Wick's balls, what have you gotten into? He says. He reaches underneath, pulls out a sodded shirt and some hemp woven pants and throws them on the counter.
Let's say we succeeded with complications. Have you seen Capelli yet?
She should be due here any minute now.
Okay, can you let them know we're upstairs?
All right.
And I run back to the entrance and I look around, see Sheila, signal her in, and like start dragging her upstairs so like as quickly as possible so nobody can see her.
All right.
Have her start changing out.
Okay, so Capelli is now back.
Whoa.
I came from the floor, if you're curious.
Yes, floor. All right, Capelli is now back. No, you walk back into the tavern. You had some work to do for the pack that's been kept you away for about a day and a half. But you return home a little bit threadbare and tired. It was a hard trekking the target that you were assigned.
Who did I kill?
You learn not to ask questions like that. They just give you a name, tell you where to be, give you a description. It's better that way. It makes things easier.
Yeah, but I'm curious who I killed. Like, what his name is.
Jojin Bob Bob.
Yeah,
Majin Buu.
Majin Buu. We'll say he was a loose lip informant that was talking with the guards. He didn't know when to keep his mouth shut.
Ah, I see. Okay. Yeah, give him the gold Sandman. I see what you mean.
Yeah, see, he might have been saying things he should have been saying to the people he shouldn't have been saying them to. You know what I mean?
Just to clarify, he snitched, right?
Right.
All right.
Right. He was a witness in a case against against one of the Pack families, and you did him a solid and made him disappear.
And I never really liked that guy anyway.
Nah. He was scum.
Never washed his hands.
Right. He was nasty. All right, so you return back. You're in Nasi's Tavern, the Silver Moon Inn and Tavern. I guess Sheila's up here with Einhorn.
Comparatively would walk up to the counter and say, I would like the usual, please.
Everything go well at Trust, he says. He pours your usual into a tall tankard and slides it over to you.
Thank you. I really need this. Yeah. Yep, my back is starting to hurt from that.
Wait till you get my age, he says. Everything hurts.
Oh, that's gonna be really exciting.
Besides being tired, I assume that everything got put back in place, he says, with a arched eyebrow.
Yeah, everything's all settled and all that.
Well, I wish I could say the same about your friends. You see, I tried to help them get a little bit of work, but I think things went sideways. I haven't seen two of them, and the other two are upstairs, acting a bit dodgy. Haven't really said what happened yet.
Huh. Well, that's not good.
Nope. Hopefully they didn't bring it back here. Fucking amateurs, he says under his breath.
They may be amateurs, but at least they know what to do. Well, except they did do it correctly.
Yeah, well,
Probably.
they probably botched something up good and right. I guess we should probably figure out what so we can do something about it.
Do you want me to go talk to them or whatever?
I mean, you can. Like I said, I'm beginning to worry about the other blokes. They haven't come back yet.
Who exactly?
The Chimerian gent and the minstrel bud. There you go. I mean, Leoria and Buddy, I believe his name was.
And the ones who got back were the
The hooded lass and the greeny goblin.
Oh man, why didn't they just take the Green Goblin instead, Leo? Alright, if I have to be honest, I actually do like the Olio fella. He's a pretty cool guy. No, don't know about the buddy guy. Don't really know about Buddy though. Kind of weird, but chilly fellow.
Well, he's the one that got the work in the first place, so it could be lucrative if you save him. Could be good business down the road.
True.
Could be invaluable with the leads we got going in the arena, but it could be all for naught if we muck this one up right. Well, go see what's done and how we can fix it.
Yeah, I hope we can fix it. Alright, I'll talk with you soon.
Alright, fingers crossed, he says, as he begins to tend to things behind the bar. Alright, so my horn, you wanted to help Sheila hide the bag of holding in her...
Yeah, I think as soon as we get in our room, before like anybody comes in, I give Sheila guidance, and then help her hide the bag in our. I want to take out all the papers first, like all the papers that contain information, so the bag only has the loot in it, so we can hide the loot in the room.
I mean, there was like stacks of books. You took all those out?
Yes, he did.
We did?
You took everything.
Oh,
Yep.
that's true.
Okay.
We took everything from that one room.
Yeah.
How? I don't know. I looked to Sheila. I was like, "Do we need all the books? Should I only worry about the slave labor info?"
Maybe just
I mean,
leave.
why don't you just hide all
Most of the books.
why don't you just hide the bag itself?
Because I want to take proof that we have the information.
Okay, then just take the information. I mean, you just want...
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to
How
take
about-
just the info on the slave stuff.
What about if you write some of the information down and then leave the books all in the bag so that you can...
Okay, as long as the books are safe, I'll do
be
that.
safe. Yeah. Everything will be safe still.
Okay. All right.
So,
And I am totally putting on men's clothing.
Okay.
Sheila is, binding her chest so she looks like more of a man.
Okay.
And then she's
Tighter.
putting on
You wanna go
men's
tighter.
clothing. Yes, very tight.
Okay, roll a... well, you have do you have disguise? Do you have a disguise kit or something like that?
No, I should have bought one. I only have the thieves' tools.
I mean, you could probably find some binding, like it might not work the best, but I guess
I can use my own clothes, my own I can rip some of my stuff. I'll cut it and then kind of just bind it around my chest.
just the image of my horn climbing on Sheila's back, like both feet on her spine, just pulling back, ramrod straight.
All right, so you managed to bind your feminine parts, and you are wearing baggy clothes.
Yeah. And I'm
Okay.
gonna cut my hair.
Oh, okay. So you're going in. Are you how are you cutting it?
Me and my horn are gonna have the same haircut.
Doesn't my horn have like shoulder length hair?
Yeah, I do have shoulder length hair.
Are you going shorter? Are you just...
I'm gonna go shorter. I'll just go shorter.
Okay.
Aw.
A little shorter.
Okay, so you go a little bit shorter.
Bangs or no bangs?
Bangs. Bangs.
We're getting over this breakup.
All right, so you do the haircut, and since it's a self-cut job, you kind of look like I
As
guess
most men cuts are in that time.
Yeah, kind of like, you ever seen like the Skittles commercial with the berries and cream guy?
No.
Oh man, it's creepy. You gotta look it up. How about Uma Thurman from Pulp Fiction.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There you go. At least that's what I think it looks like in my head.
Okay. Then we hide all the loot, and I'll just take out the info on the slave stuff.
All right.
Just the slave stuff that we have uncovered.
So the room you're currently
And the
staying,
letter.
where are you hiding it at? The room you're currently staying in has a hay mattress that sits on the floor. I think there's two of them. One was procured for you, and it has a small nightstand and a chamber pot with a threadbare rug that covers most of the area surface of the room. Not a
Are
lot.
there wooden planks on the floor?
They are, but underneath them is the tavern below.
But well, that
How about the
wouldn't be
ceiling?
like very stable. There would be like a gap in between for the studs.
I mean, there's thick studs, but all it is 2x4s and crotchet studs. There's not a crawl space. There's not a crawl space beneath it.
The ceiling.
Yeah, what's the ceiling like?
Ceiling is a little bit better. I mean, you do have rafters and stuff up there, and you look up there and there's pulleys and hoists. It looks like there's where he's has a bunch of casks and stuff stored up there, and different salted meats.
Gotta hide it up there.
All right.
It's either up there or we rip open one of these beds and then just stuff it in there.
Yeah, let's put it in the bed.
You want to do it? Okay, we're gonna. Because the beds already look really lumpy either way.
Yeah.
If it's full of hay.
All right. You throw the stuff in the mattress rather than.
And then we flip the mattress over to hide it.
Okay. All right. So you got everything stuffed. What do you do? Are you leaving the room now?
I just look at Sheila. I was like, "You look really good."
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Now let's go see if we're gonna go save Buddy and Lorio or not. I was saying that as soon as I opened the door and Capelli saw.
As you open the door, you do see and turn around the stairs. You see Capelli heading up towards you. Hello.
Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear what I just said?
All right, so it's Capelli, Myhorn, and Sheila are on the stairwell.
Oh, this is Shiloh.
Sheila, okay. Sheila Brown.
Philo Green.
Sheila Green. Oh gosh.
Hey, Capelli.
Who's this ugly dude?
Whoa.
I guess we did pretty well if we filled him.
Well, Capelli is female.
Oh, her. And I'm they.
I know I look like a dude, but actually, it's mostly the hair. If you actually see it.
It's there. Yeah. It's not feminine enough.
That's what people say about my hair.
It's too feminine still.
So listen, Capelli. Yeah. You should have been there.
Well, actually, I'm kind of glad. Well, I kind of wish I was there so I can actually help you guys, but it seems like you guys somehow messed up.
I wouldn't say messed up. We got away with the stuff. We just didn't all get away.
In a way, you messed up because not all of us got away.
As you do that, you hear the tavern doors bust open. As you do, you see Siggy and Tobias look wild-eyed, running into the tavern. And he looks around and then looks up and sees Capelli. And then he's like, "Where are they at?" he says.
What at exactly?
The goblin and the human woman.
Wait, who are these two again?
That's Siggy and Tobias. They're the ones that were trying.
Oh
you
yeah,
out.
yeah. Oh yeah, they're up here.
As he walks upstairs, as he's talking to Capelli, he starts walking upstairs, and Tobias is following him, and he sees you. What in the hell was that? He says, in kind of like a hushed tone.
Oh, this is Sheila.
No shite, it's Sheila, he says.
Wait,
Why?
that's Sheila?
He kind of gives a side look at Capelli. Are you daft, mate? He says.
It was the haircut. I didn't recognize her.
And the clothing. She's pulling it off.
Well, hopefully it works some more on others than it does me, he says. But what in the hell was that? The entire Ambassador District is scourging around with those house guards looking for you.
Well, it might have to do with either all the stolen goods or the proof that we have so far of him conspiring to use slave labor with the syndicate.
Right. Also, there's this going around, he says. And he hands it to you, and it looks like a hastily drawing of two mugshots. One looks to be of a short goblin with pudgy features, and the other one is like a slender woman with a wide mouth.
Well, this is
Wait,
just
but they didn't see a goblin though, right? They didn't see the goblin. They saw the guard saw the other dude. Do they remember the goblin being there?
Yes, but this is for the attempted. This is for the assault that occurred on the manor
Oh,
on the way back.
that is totally unrelated.
No shite, it's unrelated, but it's still smoke we don't need, he says.
Listen,
Are you serious?
Killed.
Did you really assault a woman? He says.
Well, Sheila decided to ask her for. Sheila decided to ask her for directions to the tailor, and I thought, you know what, this is a woman in an alley with no witnesses. We can just take her clothing.
What in Raiden's bolts
Yeah.
are wrong with you two? He says incredulously.
Well, we didn't think they were going to roll percentile checks. We thought they would do perception checks.
He looks around. Where's Buddy and Leorio?
Well, if they're
we have to
not
go back
here-
and get them.
Yeah.
We have to go rescue them.
Malthus's tates, he curses under his breath. And how are we going to do that when half the city is looking for you two?
I need to let my dog out. I'll be right back.
Right.
Maybe we can just, burn all his businesses.
Now we're back to arson. Arson's back on the table. Here I thought Buddy wasn't here, he says.
In Buddy's honor, I think we should burn a few things.
You know what?
Wait,
Hold
her-
on. I'm gonna set up a counter of how many times we mentioned arson. This is number 3.
Yes, it's thrice too many in my opinion. How about we look for a way to get the boys out and possibly clear your name?
Yeah,
Well,
we should.
any ideas?
Oh, Siki, real quick, do you read Dwarvish?
Yes, I do. What does that have to do with it?
Well, I think you're going to find this interesting. And I hand him the letter.
He reads over the letter and some of the other ciphers, because they didn't bother using a very sophisticated cipher. It's just a combination of common, Elvish, and Dwarvish.
And I help him with the Elvish if he needs help with the Elvish.
You can read Elvish. Interesting, he says. This might be worth it. Unfortunately, it's tainted. Because now they know. A, they know it's gone. B, the entire city's looking for you. And 3, this is circumstantial at best.
True,
What?
but don't you think it's enough to put pressure on Lord Porphyrin to let Buddy and Leorio out?
If we could link it to someone more intimidating, perhaps we can put the cat in the bag, so to speak.
Well, it's all that we could get. Like
This does mention
I think
Cialter, Artiset. Perhaps we can petition him. Maybe broker a deal to retrieve Buddy.
And the Oreo.
And the Oreo, yes.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Well, that goes without saying. We get Leorio back as well.
Well, I don't think giving back the goods is that important. Unless we know specifically what he wants, and then we'll just give him that back.
I'm quite confident this is the bit he wants back.
The letter?
Aye, the letter. There's enough.
What does it say?
It's probably worth more than the mansion itself. It's shipment ledgers. It's telling where goods are coming and going. It tells you where they're getting their labor from, which is probably the most interesting bit. And it also links 3 of the guilds as conspirators.
Ooh.
And all that was in the letter. Huh.
I was in the letter. But like I said, the letter itself isn't enough to, put anyone in chains yet. But it can be embarrassing to some very powerful people. Which might be enough to purchase our friend's freedom.
Are you or Tobias or you, Capelli, good at forging? We need to make an exact copy of this letter.
Would I know anyone in my pack that is good at forging letters?
Child's play. It's that's how you do half of racketeering. Half of racketeering is forging.
I may know someone who can forge the leather.
Oh, great. Now we're in deeper with the pack. I suppose it can't be helped.
Why not? This is what I'm thinking so far. If we can get Capelli to forge a copy of this letter, and I'm pretty sure they don't know the letter word for word, and if we added an extra detail implicating Lord Perforum, and if we can get him to admit that this is his letter, I can record that. I hold up another rock. I can record it on this rock, and we can use that as validation that this letter is his, and we'll just give him the fake and keep the real one.
You see, there's a reason they don't admit magical rocks as evidence in the court of law. He says, magic things can be tampered with.
But it's his voice. Like, how? We need a lawyer.
A good bard.
What?
It's like, have you not heard of Magic Boy? But a good enough bard can sound like anyone.
Well, I still think we should make the copy and give him the fake.
We need the seals. The seals are coated in magic. It's how the packs work. And it's the way these seals work is they contain an encoded how would you describe it? It's like the finger. It's like the marks on your fingers.
I don't suppose we can do this after an 8-hour nap, maybe. get some important spells back.
I don't think we can afford to be hasty. We're gonna have to go about this right. But we do need to get in front of it, so we may need to make contact sooner than later. We have to do it without getting caught. I suppose that we can ask Capelli to see if the pack can deliver the message for us.
Yeah, I need to the pack is here, so I could go up to him. Actually, do I know a location where I can find them, or is there anyone at the table that does that?
There seem to be a couple foot soldier guys at the table, a couple family members, I'm passing, a couple co-workers. You don't see Tomoe or Stemmy there.
Capelli, how fast can you get a fence before these items get too hot to handle?
Clarify what you mean by that?
Basically,
Yeah.
they're asking before this gets out and those goods become unmovable. He wants to find a fence in order to sell the goods before the goods become unmovable.
I mean, can I roll? Do I know anyone who would like?
Well, you guys already had to deal with Stemmy because you're gonna go through his fence and broker. But whether or not he wants to keep doing the deal with you with this much, because you have a lot of merchandise to move, and if it comes out, Lord Perfum is one of the more powerful men in the city right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be really hard to move that stuff, especially inside of Telvara. He's gonna have to start looking at
As
maybe,
soon as possible.
yeah.
Nothing I can really do, sadly.
Okay. Do you think you can get the copy of the letter?
Yeah, I can do that, obviously.
Okay, then let's do that and find a neutral place that Lord Perfum would want to meet us at, so we can get Buddy and Lorio back. Because I don't think we can storm the castle, so to speak, and get them out by force. And if we just go over there and try to negotiate then and there, then they might just kill us with the guard force and say it was an accident.
All right. So you guys got a couple hours. Sounds like you got a plan. Meanwhile, Biorio,
Ah, yes.
you find yourself in the cell. You were having a jovial good time speaking with the rest of the staff, when all of a sudden, Lumiere came with 2 guards and escorted you down, past the cellars and into a dungeon area, and threw you in. They didn't really tell you why, but you find yourself incarcerated currently.
I bang on the gates to alert somebody to my position.
All right, you see a weary-looking dwarf with a gunsmoke gray beard pouring out of his studded hood, kind of lumbers over and stands in front of the cells.
All right, I say, what is the meaning of this? I've been taken here by surprise. Who? Well, let me out immediately. I am a servant of the Lord.
Well, unfortunately, looks like you fell out of favor, friend.
I am his Lord, his Majesty, his Lord. I am our Lord's bodyguard.
Guilty by association, I'm afraid. Apparently, your friends took something very important.
What?
Some friends who would leave you here. He speculates to himself, musing.
There are no friends of mine. Not
Yes.
anymore.
Well, it doesn't really help your current situation, though, does it?
I must talk with someone important. Send me Lumiere. He will understand.
Well, I don't know what he's gonna do since he's the one that put you in here, but I'll tell him you called, he says. And just walks unhastily back towards front.
I
What?
look around my cell.
You're calling at him? I think it was your mic.
Yeah. Bring some lunch back, please. Thank you.
Friend, it's already past dinner, he says.
Oh, well, there's no clock down here, so.
Oh, fair enough. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a half-eaten loaf of bread. You can have this, he says. He reaches over, gives and offers you a piece of bread.
I try to grab it with my broken arm.
Buddy,
Brother.
is that you?
You hear Lorio calling for you.
Yes, my dear friend.
Get us out of here. What have you gotten us into?
Certainly trying.
Oddly enough, I don't think it was this gentleman's fault. He reaches through the... you might want to try getting at it with your good hand, yeah? As he wiggles the bread in his hand impatiently.
Oh, yeah, well, my apologies.
That's a good lad, he says. He gives you the bread. He kind of walks off.
I'm going to search the bread for a key.
There's no key in it.
He has cheese bread in his pocket. Just and
I forgot to flirt with the pastry chef.
I mean, how are you going to communicate that plan to him?
I don't know. There was that whole smaller knife thing we did earlier.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I
Just
look around the
hoping it's
room.
some
What do I
secret
see?
society.
all right. He goes
What?
off, and he seems to be talking with one of the other guards at the gate, and letting him know the other guard disappears. And he goes back over to the wall and leans against it.
Valerio.
Yes,
My
what is
Use your strength to tear down these bars of oppression.
All right, Samson.
that would only cause us further trouble. We should wait. We should talk with someone with importance and reason.
I have it on good faith they're going to kill us. Yeah, they were
Oh,
pretty
yeah?
clear about that.
And you heard them say this.
Many times, actually. As you see, one brute broke my arm for no reason. I was trying to clean his face.
Is his arm broken?
Hey, what's all this then? What you gabbing on about, you lasses? He lunges over at the bars at Buddy.
You know, it'd be easier to get in here if you unlock the door.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? He says.
You're the one trying to rape me, guy. You know, it only takes one to party.
The other dwarf leaning against walls. I'd prefer there's no sodomy in my presence. Thank you.
Tough luck, man. You have to wait till he goes away.
You're really disgusting, you know that?
I'm disgusting, says the guy who just breaks arms for no reason.
You better shut your dirty mouth, he says.
You would like that, wouldn't you, Daddy?
He throws his arm and tries to grab you. Roll a dex save.
Here we go. About to die in prison.
Somewhere I feel that Buddy is making things worse.
Maybe.
Again.
We'll see. All right, you jump just out of grasp of his short dwarven arms.
Is there anything on his hand, like rings or anything?
Yeah, there seems to be a wedding ring.
Would it be too much to slide a hand that ring off?
You could try.
Oh!
Oh,
That
unfortunately,
seems about right.
it catches around his
Slap his hand.
it catches around his pudgy fingers, and you manage to slap his hand.
High five. Good job, team.
His face goes beet red. You can almost see the fumes coming off his face. As I'd petition the Lord myself if I could just stick a knife in you once. He says.
Hey, dwarf.
Well, you know, we all have our dreams. I want to be king. You want to stab an elf.
I want to kill you, he says.
How about I sing you a song for my people?
How about you shut your mouth before I stick my foot in it?
I could be purple, I could be green, I could be anything you want. Oh, that's persuasion.
That's persuasion. That's
There.
What is it with you and that?
That's
That's like your third nat one today.
It's not a good day for me.
all right. You're like you almost like you're singing ironically, just shrieking just to get on his nerves, and the voice is it's pitchy and all over the place, and it gets louder and softer in irritating ways. And he can't harm you right now because they know that they still want you alive. That hasn't changed yet, so he kind of just storms off. What do you want? He says, looking over at Lurio.
Tell me
Ask
the
for the key.
situation. What exactly did you find stealing from your lord?
Well, that's what we're trying to find out what this fancy asshole knows, he says, throwing his thumb back out. But you were traveling with him. Do you know the lass? Maybe you could save yourself yet.
I travel with many lasses and many knights.
Don't be cute. He's gonna hang you, don't have to, he says.
Unfortunately, I have no recollection of the person you speak of. I traveled with a human lady with long hair. So, you know.
That sounds about right.
So,
Yeah,
you know,
partisan.
have you
Sounds like every
seen
woman
this
I've ever met.
person? Have you seen this person stealing?
I seen her. The Lord's manor upstairs was ransacked, and then I seen her leap off the balcony. Well, she was jumping into a bag, I think.
Into a bag.
Yeah, before someone that was disguised as Lord Perthram hit me and jumped off a balcony.
I see.
It was a mighty blow, too, he says, because he doesn't want to admit that he slipped on grease and knocked himself out.
Knocked out.
Who do we know that can shapeshift and turn into Lord Perfume?
I see. So you saw her jump into a bag and run away. How do you know she wasn't just using me to get to here? I could be unimplicable in this situation.
Well, if that's true, friend, then you wouldn't mind divulging her whereabouts previous to, being here. Where does she frequent? Where did you meet her? What is her name?
Do I know the locations in the city? Do I know about the city?
Well, you know where you've been. You've been in the Dock District at the Silver Moon Inn in Tavern.
He
was a connection I made when I was fighting in the Colosseum. She took a liking to my style, and said she'd introduce me to someone who with deep pockets who could support me even further.
Oreo, now don't be talking about the museum. He'll get us in trouble.
The Colosseum? Colosseum. I did say
don't be talking about the Colosseum. He'll get us in trouble.
So,
that's correct.
Was this last was she a gladiator?
Yes. He was a patron.
Okay, what was her name?
Her name was Kisara.
Kisara. I hope you're not lying, he says. I'll find out.
No, sir. I am now a servant of our Lord Perthram, a personal bodyguard. My life is in service to him.
We're off to a great first day, aren't we? I love the orientation here.
He walks and ignores you pointedly as he leaves.
Now earlier that guy tried to rape me.
I saw.
You know, right?
You hear the doors open, and then you hear the clinking steps of stiff-soled shoes as you see a slender presence silhouetted against the torchlight before he comes into view.
Slender Man.
Are those your feminine steps, Lumiere? Lumiere.
Oh, no, it's to mocking. And here I heard the dwarf say that you profess your innocence.
I may be innocent. You're the one who locked me up here. I shall no like for you.
Well, it's all the same. I find you quite pedantic as well. Anyway, I'm only here. I come here for something of use, he says, as he puts he takes these white velveted gloves out of his coat pocket and slides them onto his long, slender fingers. Don't make me come down here in vain. It's absolutely filthy, he says.
You want me to, spread them off? What's going on here?
So, I have a name that was given to me. Now, I will have the name of the woman that you came here with. If it matches, you can go. If it doesn't, you have to leave. In a body bag. So what is the name of the woman who stole away into Lord Perthram's private quarters and ransacked his home?
Yes, I suspect.
I'm going to say a common girl's name in Goblin.
Ooh.
That is not correct.
How do you know? Do you speak Goblin?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid. I grow weary of your games, he says. As he does that, he calls for Mortigan. Mortigan, come here, please.
Mortican or Mortikainen?
Mortigan. M-O-R-T-I-G-A-N.
Okay. I was about to say, holy shit, they know the wizard.
That's Mortigan. His name is Mortigan Brim. All right.
Hey,
Well,
what do you plan on
I'm
doing?
sorry, lad. I really was rooting for you, he says
I start to shake the
Alright.
bars.
as he opens
Back
his
up.
latch on the gate. This way, please, he says.
Get your hands off him.
Oreo, it's been a pleasure.
No! Buddy!
Don't go breaking my heart. I couldn't if I tried. You know, then I get lonely. Baby, you're not that type.
I fall
Stretch,
to my knees.
stretch these limbs, for they have gone cold and cramped in this cell.
I want to.
I'm really sorry about
Okay.
this next part, friend. He said,
All right, good job. You
as,
make your coin, I make my coin.
let's go, you're gonna feel a bit of pressure, he says. He grabs your broken arm and wrenches it as quickly as he
Ooh.
can.
Ooh.
Roll it, make a constitution save.
Ooh, hurts so good, Daddy.
Father.
Father.
Alright, you managed to tank the pain.
I want to use my strength to break my bars.
You take 8 damage though.
Do I still have that 6 damage I took from earlier?
Yeah.
All right.
Hmm.
I'm at 1 damage.
Alright, so as he pulls your limbs and claps them into the rack. So, are you ready to give me the name? Or I shall break your body.
Well, depends. If I knew the name, I think I would have told you by now. But as it isn't, man, I shall martyr. And the people shall rise against you.
Run. I don't really like doing this bit. If you could give the man what he wants, I could go home, you could live.
I am going to use, before I pass out from the pain and almost dying, I will shapeshift into that one dwarf that broke my arm. Be like, it was me all along.
Oh. Interesting.
Did you think we didn't know we had a man on the inside?
Roll performance with disadvantage. I hope this works. Ooh, hold on.
Oh.
Ooh. Let's see.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
I have I'm sure I have something that can help me with.
Do you have anything that can help you with it?
I have Jack of all trades. Starting at second level, you can add half of your proficiency bonus to any ability check that you make that doesn't include your proficiency bonus.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Well, it just add another 1 to it.
Hmm.
So, hey, 1 more to it.
15.
As you do that, Lumiere holds up his enough of your tricks, he says, as he holds up his hand and a silver light comes from the ceiling and erupts around you. Make a constitution save with disadvantage. Okay. So, you manage to keep your form, and he kind of pauses for a second. Interesting, he says. Stronger than I thought.
The truth shall set me free.
Will condemn you to die, he says.
Same thing. Freedom is death.
Bring me Haddon, he says.
Oh, now they're gonna bring a hammer.
Head with a hammer.
All right. I suppose I could do that. He leaves. You hear the door close behind him. He retrieves sometime later with the other dwarf. He walks over around to you and spits right in your face as you're chained to the thing.
Oh,
Ain't so lippy now, are you?
oh, yeah. We had better days. I know. I'm sorry to have to sell you out, but you are a man on the inside, and this is it. This is how we got in.
What are you talking about? You were there.
You told us everything. How do you think we knew who was involved in everything?
You're lying. You've always been lying, he says.
We were trying to stick to the plan, but things went away when you couldn't escape with the rest of them. I tried my best, but I'm just a simple bard. And then now I go to my death.
Then how was I attacked and disguised?
I mean, look at you. Are you really that hurt?
Ooh. Roll persuasion.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, nat 20. You can do it.
You could do.
Close enough.
Interesting. Lumiere holds his hand up, same silver light, pushes him. Let's see if you make a con save. Ooh. Alright, so he melts down, but he doesn't transform, but he's racked with agony as the silver flames bite at his skin. He is indeed a dwarf. You, however, you are a changeling indeed, but you managed to either you're strong or you're both lying, he says.
La resistance.
Who's the name of the woman? He says, asking Buddy one more time.
Her name was Big Tit Sally, and she gave the best shakes in the world.
All right. He nods. He nods over at he nods over at.
Go ahead.
He nods over at Mortigan. Mortigan pulls on the levers of the stretching rack. Roll a Constitution save.
How's the quote go? It's 2.
No.
Death.
You reach the
There's a
breaking
fourth,
point.
not one.
Both your legs snap.
Blah, throw blood everywhere.
Oh.
As your legs snap and you give an audible break. Like, oh no, you don't get to die. As he puts his he strokes your hand with he pulls his glove off his hand and strokes the hair out of your face. As he does so, a tinge of warming light surges through your body, mending wounds ever so slightly, bringing you back to consciousness. I can keep you here for some time, he says. I can tell you're already broken in mind and spirit, he says. This can all end with a name.
Large bosom Sally, who gave the best blowjobs in the world.
All right.
Go ahead. I have faced death before. I am not afraid.
So you tell me true then, with your last breath. Is this man truly your co-conspirator?
I'm looking at him. Well, I can't really reach for him because I'm in irons.
No.
My brother. Vive la resistance.
Alright, as he does so, he unsheaths the dagger and drives it into the chest of Buddy.
Meanwhile, just fixing Sheila's bangs. It's like, we gotta make this look better.
My queen. My wife.
Oh, well, I suppose it can't be helped, but at least we got him. He says,
Shouldn't I change back to my true form?
You do. Yeah, you're back to your true form. The grayling guy.
Yep.
And with that, Lemire snaps his fingers as another guard enters the room and now escorts
Adam?
Haddon, yeah, back into the skull. Let's see, I'm gonna make sure I remember his name. All right, so now Haddon is in his cell now.
Oh, poor Adam.
With your dying breath, you condemned him to die.
I'm taking you down with me.
All right, so I got that saved.
And
And
Leorio, it's up to you to continue on with this ruse.
Yeah, what does Leorio see?
Leorio doesn't know anything that happened. He has no idea that he
Buddy's dead.
he doesn't know that Buddy's dead. All he sees is Buddy got escorted in the room, and now Haddon.
He didn't hear my screams.
Too. Huh?
He didn't hear my screams.
Oh no, you're in a torture room. It's well soundproof in there.
Oh, I didn't know they put such good soundproof in there.
Well, it's below a manor. You think he wants to be bothered with the screams of his captors?
I mean, some people get off on that.
You just see egg trays all over the walls.
It's bad for business. But Leorio, you're now that's what you see now. Meanwhile, we'll do for closing stuff because it is hidden by the time we're gonna have to break here, but we'll do one more transition back to see what your plan is. So meanwhile, back in the tavern, while the preparations being made, you get ready to set out. What preparations have you made, and what are you planning on doing? Let's just get you guys around a table or something.
Yeah, it's a table over here.
I'll share a bed with Capelli. He's like, I don't know about you.
That is the first character death I've had in some time.
First time I martyred myself.
You had there's ways you didn't have to die, but I liked it for the character. I thought that was pretty cool.
Little buddy.
Everybody spoke ill of him, and then he died, keeping their name off his lips. He was a bro for show.
A true Chad.
Yep. Alrighty, so you guys are in there. Are we missing somebody? I think that's everybody.
That's everybody.
Yeah. We're all here.
All right.
Oh, we can't forget about the rock.
We can't forget about Austin, who doesn't want to be involved, but is always somehow involved.
He doesn't say. He never says he doesn't want to be involved. Matter of fact, he's invested in this going correctly because he's the one that he vouched for you guys. So he's a vested interest in this working out, both financially and his reputation.
I feel like this Mayhorn just looks okay. So Capelli's gonna make copies of the letter, and I guess Siggy and I are gonna go through all these documents and volumes of books and ledgers and.
Well, I prefer not to ask for the pack to get involved, seeing as how I vouch for you and all that, so I took the liberties of doing it myself. It's a rush job, but it should get it done. I think they're willing to believe anything at this point to get that stuff back. It looks like, from what I've heard, the information alone could be worth more than the pool.
Right, but we should. In any case, the information here can still help the Radiant Order to put more patrols in these areas. They don't know that. As far as we have to go off the assumption that they don't know that we're trying to get into the Radiant Order and that we're just a random pack of thieves with no affiliation. We can use that to our advantage and still get the Radiant Order on these routes. even if we can't implicate Lord Perfum in any of these charges.
But
This
with
could
an
still deal a major blow to the Syndicate.
with an outfit like the Radiant Order, the means doesn't always justify the end. He looks over at the other two. And I know you lads know that. That's why no one else is going after it, isn't it? He says, looking at Tobias and Siggy. They kind of like look at each other and look around and kind of swallow a little bit. That's what I thought.
Well, that's bullshit. You guys say that you stand up for the people, but you don't want to do it by any means necessary?
I do. But you see, we're just as the order is just as part of the city as anything else, and they're restrained by the same laws as all others are. We can't just go around robbing people and ignoring laws. That's
you
why
have the proof right in front of you. Lord Perfum is going to outfit the Syndicate to do this for him.
it's not enough to put anyone in chains, and that's the problem. If all we do is stir the pot, all we do is make things worse, and then we put targets on our back.
We have a target on our back, or at least I do, I think.
I believe we all do, at this point. Sigurd says immediately. But in order to get the rest of the Radiant Order involved, we're going to need something more substantial.
We were literally in his bed chambers. I mean, whatever we have here is the best that we're gonna get.
Then all that will accomplish is putting us in chains and he'll buy his way out. We'll sit in prison while he buys his way free. With the tarnished reputation, sure, but I doubt it will ruin him in the long run.
Yeah. We want to really, when it comes down to it, we want to be very patient about things.
I admit it, that me and my brother are a bit half-cocked, but time is running short. And the wheels of power are constantly changing as it is. Who knows who else is going to end up on top? The Radiant Order is proving ineffective when it comes to things such as politics. And the need for a sword right now it's waning.
We need to do something quick. I mean, I know we have our buddy and Leorio still in the house. We need to get them. But we can talk about this later, maybe.
That's
right. As long as we can get those two out, we're gonna be fine. We can worry about the politics later. Just throwing a stink eye at Stiggy.
agreed. We should get the lads free first. But in order to secure that, we'd need a courier. One that they won't kill or imprison on sight.
I look at Tobias.
Can we throw it on a dove or a pigeon?
Something like this isn't... You don't put on a bird.
No.
Isn't Tobias a bard?
Yeah, Tobias is a bard. He doesn't speak, but he can drop it off. I suppose Tobias could drop it off if I don't believe we've been made yet. But if I guess me and Tobias will go and drop off this letter and work as couriers. We need some kind of seal to ensure that we're not harmed. Also, I believe you can handle that. Rest. Got your forgeries right here, he says. Perfect.
And nothing makes them more nervous than having you two represent the Radiant Order to go to the gates and negotiate the exchange.
Nah, I'm just a squire. Nobody knows who I am. Easily just wear plain clothes.
Alright, well, I guess that's what we'll do. We'll get our boys out somehow.
I may have an idea.
By all means, if it's better than me possibly being imprisoned and dying, I'm willing to hear it.
Well, I'm thinking perhaps we could sneak in. A bit risky, but it's
He arches an eyebrow.
Snuck in.
Yeah, he arches an eyebrow. He's like, I believe that's how it got us in this situation in the first place. The sneak-in bit is a bit out of our range, he says.
He's probably already doubled the guards there.
You fooled me twice and all that. It's probably going to be like That's going to be like a fortress.
I may. I know we left arson off the table, but now,
Again, we want to
Now
get
we're
them
back
out
to
there.
and now we're back to arson.
no. What I meant by arson is perhaps maybe we can burn down an abandoned building. Actually, no. Wait, that depends. Maybe we make. It's a bit destructive, but the
Well.
idea of maybe setting up a distraction and then maybe sneak in with help. Obviously, sneaking in didn't work, but if we take a different approach, maybe it'll work. I'm just throwing ideas.
The problem with that is that we're talking about a private guard force. It's not a city guard force. He's going to leave that to the city to take care of. And we already checked the building for trying to sneak in. The only way in is through the doors. He built it very well that you can't even scale the walls. There's a reason we jumped off the terrace into is because we couldn't fall down.
Cutting out a little bit at the end. But Asti looks at you guys looks over at Capelli like, why don't we just use the sewers? That's what we do for the wet work most of the time.
Never thought about that.
You knew about the sewers and you didn't think to mention it before?
Well, you
headed over there?
You're amateurs. That's what the pack uses. I can't let you.
And you were vested in us to succeeding, but you didn't think to mention the sewers beforehand. That could have improved our chances of success.
Well, it improved me right because you botched it up right good. Now, if you got this caught onto through the sewers, then the pack as a whole would be out a huge revenue, and then you'd probably have the pack on you as well. I did you a favor.
A pretty funny way of you doing favors. Like, honestly, between the both of you, between the Radiant Order not having the balls enough to do something that they know there's evil and not doing anything about it, and the pack being too afraid to actually do stuff if it doesn't give back a profit, it's like, how does anything get done in the city?
It gets done by money, of course, he says, as he smiles, and you see the mixed match checkered board teeth of brown and gold. And then, but unfortunately, I kind of like you guys, and you dying would, I don't know, I think it'd somehow make this place a little bit more dull, he says. So in order to save the bard and that Chimeran fellow, I will tell you.
L'Oreal.
Yes, I know his name. But in order to get down into the sewers, I'll tell you how to get down in there in the best place to get there close to Lord Perfum's manor. Now, it is still guarded, but it should get you close enough to dodge the city guards that are probably looking for you, giving these as he throws the wanted posters on the table from the assault.
That still looks nothing like me, and even then, that's a crude depiction of a goblin.
There's not a lot of people around here that would go ahead and start, complaining and muttering about differences in goblins' features and whatnot. You're a goblin, and that's enough. You're short for a goblin as well. So even better so. At least they got that much right of it.
This does give me an idea, though, what the want post is. Perhaps maybe we could wear disguise. Maybe a cloak and mask would do. Or we sneak in.
You could sneak in. But we have to know where they're held at, which we don't know.
True, we don't want to aimlessly walk around, not know where we're going.
Well, here's what we do in the business. We either find somebody on the inside that can get us in there, or we threaten them into giving us what we want. It seems that's our two options on the table. It's up to you lot what you want to do.
Honestly, I think interrogation would be a nice option.
Interrogation. I'm in where? He says.
You don't mind me renting a room, would you?
A room.
Actually, no. The walls are thin. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, who are you interrogating? He says.
Oh, I was just thinking about the idea of maybe kidnapping a personal guard, maybe.
Well, the best thing we're gonna have to do is that we're gonna have to go with both plans. We're gonna have Tobias and Siggy still take the
Wait a
still
minute.
try to negotiate neutral grounds to
I can go
hopefully
there.
negotiate.
Lord, I think we're forgetting that Lord Sailtier Artiesset is on here as well. And he is part of the Minters Guild. I don't think he'd like to be dragged down through the mud along with Lord Parfram. Perhaps we can use his ample resources to provide the leverage we lack in order to secure the freedom of the boys. It might be our better angle.
All right, let's do that then.
All right.
Well, time's wasting, he says. He looks at each of you in turn. I'll go see if I can petition an audience with Lord Saltier Artiset. Do you happen to have a copy of that the documents on hand? Looks over at Minehorn.
Yeah, if you give me an hour or two, I can make copies.
All right. With this forged seal, I should be able to get the what we need. That should at least get me an audience with Lord Saltier in order to work him.
How long is that going to take? Buddy and Lorio don't have long.
Oh, given the nature of the things and this document, I'm sure he could be persuaded to give us a personal visit real quick.
All right. Well, the sooner the better.
I'm going to head over to the ambassadorial district. I would recommend you lads meet me over there.
I'll start making the copies.
Very well. We'll see you soon.
I'll go around them some disguises just in case if we need them.
All right. And then we'll end there. We're next week we're gonna have the gang meeting up with Lord Saltier in order to secure leverage to pressure the Gemrite house into freeing Buddy and Leorio. Little does the rest of the party know, Buddy met a heroic fate, protecting the identity of his comrades.
Yep. R.I.P. Buddy.
R.I.P. Buddy.
Remember you.
Is this real life? Is this fantasy?
Mama. All right. We went a bit longer, but we started a little bit later, so I think that about evened out the 2-hour session that we were doing, which I think, yeah, rounded out, we hit 2 hours. Awesome session, you guys. Sorry, with the party split this much, I tried to get everybody as much screen time as I want, but we need to move the narrative forward, and I think we're actually getting somewhere as far as that, and we're close to resolving this hook. Anybody got any questions or concerns regarding any of the characters?
Roll a new character out?
Yeah, you're gonna.
I do, but I think that's something that I need to talk to the DM about one-on-one about Mayhorn.
Fair enough. Yeah, just send me a message and I'll get to you with that. Anybody else got anything while we're all on?
No, not for me.
Fair enough. Thanks, everybody. Thank you guys for showing up. I will see you guys next week. Hit me up if you have any questions, concerns that you think of in the meantime. And thanks to everybody for watching. You guys have been great. If you're coming by this way, Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and leave a comment. Let us know what you like. Let me know what you want to see more of. And I will see you guys later, probably tomorrow, on